Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you come across this video. I'm Gina, Soul Inspired Reflections. It's always a pleasure to come on. It's been a while since I've done a recording for all you lovely souls on Zoom. Today's date is August 24th, 2024, the time that I'm recording this. So before we get started, let's go ahead and set the space as I light this candle representing the light in you, the light in me, and the light that surrounds us all, the whole life that we are all connected to, your divine spark, your Christ consciousness energies, and source energy. So here's the light to all of you that are living in the light and persevering and really feeling the resilience on moving forward and opening your heart to love, to light, to harmony. And we'll go ahead and clear the space. I'm using Palo Santo tonight because it just feels a little softer instead of sage, which sometimes for me can feel a bit heavy, especially when I'm using the actual fresh herb and plants. I do have some nice sage aura spray, but I'm all out. So today it's our lovely Palo Santo energy. And we're clearing this space for all of us, for you. And as I'm doing this, I invite you to go ahead and ground and breathe. Open up your column of light, your Earth Star chakra, connecting down deep, deep into the Earth's core. Really feel your light body being anchored and feel that energy of Gaia and Mother Earth come up through your feet, up through your Earth Star chakra, your roots, your sacral, your solar plexus, navel, heart. So we call on the ascended beings of light, archangels, to assist us in clearing this space. We're going to call on Archangel Zachiel and continue to breathe in, breathe, and exhale, activating your 12-dimensional shield and core shielding and light and protection. Your crystalline cord is activated and anchored. Bring all that energy up through. Continue taking it up into the heart, to the throat, your nervous system, like your light column, right? Go ahead and bring that all the way up through the third eye and crown and up through the stellar gateway into source energy, into Father Sky, and back down again. Have those two energies meet in the heart. Meet in the hearts as we just went through this massive expansion of heart activation, love, frequency like no other, solar codes coming into you like no other, the energy of precipitation and healing, that emerald ray, that divine mother energy also coming in. Those of you that are familiar and consciously working with your divine spark, the indigo blue, the illumination of gold, and love ray, might have even felt your divine spark expand to a level that you have never experienced before. I know I have. I know I came home from the 38th World Congress of Illumination out in Tucson that was held on the 9th through the 15th of August. The 15th is Mother Mary's Ascension Day. So when you're doing work in it, and those of you that are experienced with the retreat work, by day 3, that energy is really ramping up and that you're really shedding a lot of your identity and stepping further into the energy of your light body. And some of that is what I want to talk about today, because when you connect to each other from the 5th dimensional frequencies and up, it is a very, very different way of communicating. The energy felt through the light body, which I was so grateful. I spoke about this on my Instagram post not that long ago or earlier today. But today I thought I would do a reading to support you with your light body, what that means for you. And I may have to grab another deck. I thought I grabbed it and I left them right there. So I'm going to just pause briefly and grab my sacred geometry decks, because there may be information to support you and your integration and the next level of activation of your DNA, your cellular body, your crystalline body, and what that might mean to your actual physical temple that houses your energy, your soul, your higher self coming into it. So I'm just going to pause this recording briefly, and I'll be back in just a moment. All right, I'm back. You probably won't even notice, but you probably noticed the little pausing in between, but I'm back. So I'm going to pull cards just organically. We're going to see what the cards have to tell us, what spirit has to tell us, and through my intuitive guidance and higher self will do it best to translate for you. So some of you may not be familiar with this amazing gentleman. He also has an amazing son, and I can't remember his son's name right now, but they've done work together. But this is all Leon's work. Sacred Geometry, Keys to Realizing Your Divine Nature. And this was created by Leon Van Grayenberg. Forgive me if I mispronounced that, but here's the information. I'll leave a link in the description below. And I know some of you realize I don't always leave descriptions or anything like that, but I will do my best to do that today. So his website is, I think it's Sacred DNA, Sacred Geometry. Anyway, I'll look it up and get you the right one. So we're going to pull some cards from that today, and particularly the harmony key, and we'll take that in. And for those of you, I want to remind you to take what you need and leave the rest. By no means do you have to accept everything I'm saying. If you feel like you're contracting to some information, I do invite you just to breathe and go inward and discover, like, wait, what is that contraction for you? And go into your heart center, go connect with your higher self, call that energy in, and ask for your higher guidance, because you have your own answers, right? So as I'm speaking, I does activate people. I'm bringing in a lot of light through my light body, as are you, right? And we're all learning and growing together. So just recognize as I'm speaking and transmitting, and as you're receiving and also transmitting, because we're doing both. I'm receiving and transmitting. I am feeling the people that are coming across this video. I'm feeling the energy that's coming in that wants to, I'll do my best to translate it in a way that's understandable, because this process of ascension is highly complicated, but what I like to do is do my best to simplify it, because it's a natural and organic process that every single person is going through, whether they're conscious of it or not. Their soul and their presence knows exactly what to do. It's whether or not in your divinity, your divine will, whether you choose to listen and jump on that path of ascension and awakening, or you might still be in resistance. Now, that being said, I feel no matter what, wherever we are in our own level, the soul and presence, you're always on your path of light, even if you're subconscious to it and still kind of stuck in your own matrix, and the matrix that many of us are breaking out of and setting ourselves free. The more your heart expands, the more you come into your sovereignty, the more you come into your God light, and you can start to see through the veils and the constructs that no longer serve any person on this planet. And I would be remiss to not mention there are people that are of darkness, right? But there's wisdom in the shadows, right? There's wisdom in it, because we're not separate from the dark shadow energy, because we too were all fallen. And what this quote I heard in a movie line recently, it's the way in which you rise after you fall matters. And I'm paraphrasing it. So sit with that. The way in which you rise after you fall matters. So how are you rising today? How might we rise and raise each other and elevate each other today by you, me, doing our own healing, our own tending to your garden, if you will, right? Being in your light, doing your work, mastering your skills, stepping further into your self-mastery for those of you that recognize you're on a path of self-mastery in your awakening. I know that is a path for me that is very, very natural for me to be in, and I light up doing alchemy work and self-mastery work. And so I still feel that many of us are on that, whether we call it that or not. Okay. We're learning to recognize in the tool and the design of our body, the intellect of our sacred design as we move into the energies of Creator. And what does that mean? As we learn to master the frequencies of light that emanate out and in through our body, out through our hands, through our hearts, a resonance and pulsation that every single one of us is putting out. Now, when you recognize that your thoughts creates form, it lays an impression on energy. Sorry, I just sneezed. Excuse me, something was clearing out as I was speaking. So it lays an impression on energy. So too does your emotions when you lead with them versus recognizing them as information through the emotional body and mental body. You have to spin it into gold, bring in the higher wisdom, run it through the filter of your threefold flame of divine will, love, and wisdom, right? And turn the knowledge into wisdom. So go ahead and hit pause if you need to, and make sure you have water with you. So important in this time to connect with water, stay hydrated. What I've started doing even last summer was making my own electrolyte water with strawberries, watermelon, lemon, just really starting my day off with hydration and throughout the day, staying away from any like over-the-counter type of products that might not serve your body the best, right? But do the best within your means, right? Just read the labels, get as clean a product as you can. And same thing with fresh fruits and whatnot. So make your own water. That can be really great. So we also may be pulling from this sacred geometry deck. We'll see how it goes. We have the Keepers of Light deck to see which Keepers of Light would like to assist you, me, humanity in this current moment of integration and light and solar codes that have come in, that solar light. We're also going to possibly pull from this Flower of Life deck. There was something about the lightness in it that really came to me. And this is by Denise Jarvie. I don't know if I pronounced her name correctly, but I will leave descriptions of those in the at the below in the description. And Diana Cooper's Ascension cards. Accelerate your journey to the light. I may grab something else, but we'll see. We'll start with these first and see what Spirit has to share with us tonight in relationship to your light body, because your light body has many facets. The one you hear me talk about the most is your 12-dimensional shielding and a pillar of light, as some of you might know it. But it's such an important and key part of you to work with daily in order to stay grounded and to keep your energetic fields clear of anything else and your own stuff that you create. So if you're not familiar with that 12D shield, let me know. And I'm going to be talking about it more next month when I'm on the NEO network, New Earth One network, and I'll send out a notice when that gets posted, and then teach a class, start teaching classes, because that's what I know I've been called to do for a very long time, and I've been holding off. So if you're interested in classes to build your tool belt, your skill set, your connect more with your I am presence and integration, it'll start with that as a basic skill. We're going to start off, it looks like, with the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. That seems to be the deck I grabbed first as I was speaking, so we'll just go there and see what it has to share with us. All these lovely cards. And as some of you know, I like to just draw cards as something else is excuse me, something else is clearing. Sometimes I sneeze when things are getting cleared. And so some of you may have felt such a lightness to your being over the last couple of weeks, especially the past week and the end of last week. And it's because of all the energy and the light that has been brought in by so many of you, came together virtually, in person. There were 500 people that gathered in person in Tucson, which holds a lot of Christ energy in that surrounding area. And so all of us have the ability to continue to work on bringing in your Christ consciousness, your Christ itself, into the body energetically. And the primary 12 chakra system is fully activated, and it has been for a while. That divine mother energy is coming in full force. And what that reminds me of is the energy of grace, that energy of compassion, and really some harmony. So let's see what the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck by Francine Hart wants to share with us today in relationship to the light body. And of course, we have the Tree of Life pop up and the octahedron. No surprise there either. And we'll have one more card here. Okay, here, this one fell down. Starry Dreams. All right, and I'll pull these up in just a second. So to show you, so the Tree of Life came up first. Just take in that Tree of Life, because you are the Tree of Life. All those energies, all these energies are within you. Okay, I should get the Tree of Life spray since this has popped out. So I'm going to pause again and grab a couple sprays for us. I'm back, and we've got the Tree of Life spray created by Amanda Ellis. As some of you might know, I also incorporate into my practice and my own self-care are these lovely aura sprays that are beautifully created by her team. I'm also a Metatron color healing practitioner through her, and also bringing in that Metatron, Archangel Metatron energy that resides within you. Number one, just remember that you're not separate from any of these energies. They're qualities of you. And I always remind people, as you're connecting with your I am presence, to me, through my eyes, through my heart, that is the number one thing you are connecting to, and removing all interference through your energetics. Whether it's artificial intelligence implants, as some may refer to it, just energy that is not in resonance with your essence and your I am presence, to be removed, and allow that energy to come in, your higher self, your 12th dimensional self. That is why, one reason among many, why your 12 dimensional shield is so important to work with because it helps anchor and draw in that energy in from the celestial energies down into anchored into the earth, right? So you must anchor at the earth's core, and have the purification of your earth star chakra and other chakras occur, because it sends that signal that, oh, you're ready for ascension. You're ready to do this inner work. You're ready to emanate your God light within the body and externally, the way you are expressing, and you live it. You live it. So you may dogs in the back. So I'm going to pause for a moment to correct them. Thank you for your patience. And we got lovely master dog Gus here. And Gus will be stepping further into his light work as well as we journey together. He went with me to that conference, and he supported so many people, and then their lights just shined. His light just shined. I got to see it in a way that I feel he truly came down to be that. And so we'll see how that evolves. Anyway, I digress. We are on the Tree of Life spray by Amanda Ellis, but we're going to first read. So we got the Kabbalah. How do they reference here? Kabbalah, the Tree of Life. Okay. And we have the octahedron. The octahedron. And the starry dream. So remembering this is from how can we support the light body, right? Because when we are working with the light body and we have sacred geometries, every sacred geometry is different code, different information. So many of you may be familiar with the Star of David, Merkaba, that all has codes in it. It very much works with the Platonic solids, all the, this is one of the Platonic solids. But it also works with the elements of air, fire, water, ether. It's very powerful for healing and bringing you, assisting you at a molecular level. Every single cell and particle in your body has a Merkaba around it, very much connected to Christ consciousness energies. Very much connected to that. It assists you in bringing those energies into the body. Okay. So we're just going to read from the book right now, and then we'll see how these get tied together, because we also have starry dreams, and look at all that starry dreams. It also kind of reminds me of a Celtic symbol, like looking at the two, there's two images on the bottom here, almost like sleeping, but look how they're kind of braided together. They're intertwined together, right? So some of you, part of me, let me first intuitively see what this particular card is emanating. So we have the dream state, right? And then you see the two figures almost traveling in their astral plane, their astral body, their energetic body. You have, it looks like the moon here. Also, it looks like it's covering the sun too, and it could also be a crescent moon. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. And then you have all this, which looks like a nucleus of light, and then you have the star, your light in the middle, and the stars all around your starry dreams, right? So what are you dreaming now? Now is the time. Now is the time for you to put things into action, be in that higher self, that frequency of love, and walk this world through that frequency, that vibration, and everything you do. When you're aligned and anchored at the earth, and bring that earth energy up, because that's automatically going to signal down the solar aspect, the masculine aspect, the universal light. Okay. And you're anchored down, and your earth star chakra is much more in balance, keeping you centered. That energy is going to come up and through your body, your light body, your 5-dimensional energy, right? In through the navel, even that holds the 5-dimensional frequencies. You're going to be able to bring your dreams into fruition now. So if you have a project that you've been wanting to work on, or maybe it's even something within your work that you already do, or relationships, or you want to bring in even more soul family. You can even meet more soul family in your calling that in and allowing that to manifest into your reality, right? But it's there's a likeness to this dream world, right? This starry dreams. And then remembering you're learning to work with form, right? Because you are an elemental. Your body is an elemental. You have a body elemental. And what elementals do, they learn to create form. And like any other mastery, there's stages, and you have to practice and learn how to hold certain concepts. And I'm pulling this up from my Instagram. A number of months ago, I posted down the 7 activities of form that the Elohim, the masters of form, creators of forms, you create worlds, you create universes. They've all mastered these 7 activities of creation. One is purity of holding the divine pattern, which you are learning to hold the divine pattern and call that in to your body. Okay, because remember, we're asking what is best for our light body. So the more you practice using the violet flame, talking to your body, feeding it what it needs emotionally, mentally, physically, through the ears, like sound therapy, music, what type of music are you listening to, the way you speak, all that impacts you on a cellular, molecular level. Okay. It impacts the way your body regenerates itself or doesn't regenerate, or creates discord, creates disease, right? You have the power to regenerate your body. Okay. So purity of holding the divine pattern. And you can also call on the resurrection flame. Okay. I am the resurrection and the light. Right. You can call on your divine blueprint, that golden purple color, that golden purple emanation of the resurrection flame, if I'm remembering those colors correctly. But the resurrection flame, you could call it commanded in. The violet fire, commanded in. Bright white ray of ascension and purity, call it in. The healing rays, emerald green, white, blue. Violet. The divine mother, Mother Mary, love. Number 2, externalize thought form. And to me, I also wrote focus because that requires focus. Number 3, is perception. How are you perceiving it? How are you perceiving your body? That matters. You must hold all these things at the same level to master form. And we're going to keep it with your light body right now, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Concentration. Number 4, constancy. Be consistent every day until it becomes just you in every moment. Rhythm, right? When you're just doing mantras and decrees, they create a rhythm. You do it with your heart until you know it. If you believe it, it gives it more power. You start to feel it. You can feel yourself oscillate on a cellular internal level. And then 7, finally, holding it with peace. Hold it with peace. Hold peace and abide by the wisdom of the law, of the universal law and law of life. So elementals, as you are, because you're learning to be a creator and remembering that you're a creator of the worlds, it's important that you don't, I say that's exciting, right? But it's important to go, okay, but what does that really mean? How do I become that? Right? The same way you would as you would master any other skill, you have to learn the skills, right? And you have to practice over and over and over again, a little bit every day, 10 or 15 minutes a day. You can even split it up, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, 5 minutes before you go to bed, right? And what it was that saying? It might be a Buddhist saying, if you don't have 5 minutes, then take an hour. Okay, because with this, you must be obedient to the light within you, what's being asked of you. Create a structure for yourself for success, right? And it doesn't, you're abiding by universal laws that govern the entire universe that we are aware of, right? Because it's infinite, right? So when you can learn to work within these laws, and then within the laws of the universal laws and within the laws of the physical laws, your whole life will be very different. The way you walk through this world, the way you walk through transitions and change, it'll be with much more peace. Like I know for myself, I'm already feeling that much more peace and reminding myself what's really more important to me. Is this going to serve me for the mission I feel and deep down know that I am committed to participating in for humanity's ascension and evolution, and to elevate oneself in their own empowerment, self-empowerment, and their God sovereignty and freedom? That I know hands down I'm going to support. I'm going to support people who are willing to do that and would like guidance on recognizing where they need a little assistance in, so they can stay in their heart and self-correct with more ease. Because it's not an easy thing to do and look at yourself, but it requires you to do so, because you are becoming that tree of life, and there's that pillar going up, and you can go through this tree and discover where you are at within it. Now, I must admit, I'm not fully versed in the tree of life as I would like to be. There's others that can explain it much more, but you know what? I'm gonna explain it the best I can, and I'm gonna refer to the channeling from the author of the book, because that will bring in some guidance, and then I will also learn more with you. But the tree of life has also been used, the tree itself has been used as a beautiful metaphor for your growth and evolution, because it too is a transmitter and receiver. They're antennas along this planet, along this world. They hold the wisdom of everything. And recently I came across some, I was like, well, trees are just trees. And I'm like, it was interesting in meeting her at a retreat, and I just thought, huh. And I met her at a prior retreat a few weeks before, where we were connecting with the land, and I thought, no, trees are not just trees. And you are not just a tree. I'm talking to all of you. You are not just this human identity. You are far more than the identity you place upon yourself and that others have placed upon you. So part of this work is letting go, and letting go of the identity, letting go of the beliefs that are holding you back, and just surrendering into the faith and the trust in yourself, your intuition, and higher guidance, which is you. You are your higher guidance, your I am presence. And some level, like even your guides, they're all aspects of you. So you're always asking yourself for guidance. So this is where I remind people, do not give your power over to some other energy. Go to your presence. Cultivate that relationship with your higher self. Okay. I'm not saying don't become a medium. I'm not saying any of that. I'm offering you a suggestion to change your relationship in which the way you communicate. Okay. And see how that goes for you. See how that goes for you. Because everything in my eyes is here symbolically and as a messenger to move you forward along your path, and the return to your heart, the return to your heart center. Okay. and to be able to communicate from the fifth, 5-dimensional frequency up, right? And from that place. And you will know it when you're doing it, and you will know it when you're not. So here we go with the Tree of Life. That's card number 62 in this book deck, in this deck. And maybe I'll even hold it up again because it shows the crown. Basically, it's the map of your body. Okay. And this also connects to different things. So at the top, I'll just read it. Crown, understanding, and wisdom are at the top corners. And then on the left column, it's power and glory. In the center is beauty. On the right column, underneath wisdom, it's mercy and victory. And then in the middle column below beauty is foundation, and then kingdom. Okay, so when I'm talking about that 12-dimensional shield, I can see it in here. I can see it in here. I can see that Earth Star, Archangel Sandalphon at the base, for those of you that work with archangels. That pillar of light running through, not just here, but there's a lot of energy happening behind. And then there's the causal bodies and a lot of more of your light body and the pillar of light running through the center, the column of light running through the center. But it's also running perpendicular as well, if you can see it shooting out to just beneath power and glory. It radiates out and across, right, in both directions. Okay, it's important to recognize these symbols, these maps of your body, because it's showing you how you're designed. The Tree of Life is showing you how you're designed. Okay, so it's a map. You can lay the chakra system right over this as well, okay? Surprised there's not more. They're showing 10 spheres, and for some reason, it feels like there should be more. Anyhow, we'll read the message for you, and you just again take what you want, leave the rest if it's okay. Many cultures around the planet hold trees in reverence. Most cultures native to forested or jungle environments have elaborate myths surrounding the powers of trees. Some even consider them gods or a means of traveling to the spirit world. Their names are various: tree of knowledge, tree of perfection, world tree. For the Maya, it is the raised up sky tree. From mystical Judaism, the card diagrams the tree of life called the Kabbalah. It holds instructions, okay? It holds instructions for conscious self-exploration. It is the world axis. Okay, that's what the word I was lost for. It creates an axis point. Okay. 10 archetypes, 10 lights. The geometry of the Tree of Life is also encoded within the figure called the Flower of Life. Pulling this card suggests that you are in process of self-actualization and growth. So poignant, because you are, all of us are learning to self-actualize, and we're growing at an exponential rate. You may wish to contemplate this card and the relationships of the diagram. You may decide to research and learn more about the process of the Kabbalah represents. The important point here is exploration of self and spirit and your movement toward wholeness. So your movement toward wholeness, but also the movement toward oneness. So I'm going to go ahead and spray the Tree of Life spray for all of us to take in that energy of the Tree of Life. Ooh, that smells really good. And sadly, this is one of the sprays that was sold the least, that people were not drawn to, which is sometimes surprising because it's connecting to the Tree of Life and understanding what it's representing, I feel is an important, at least step toward your wholeness and oneness. I'm just gonna look it up, even though I have my notebooks right there, but let's see. But yeah, just knowing it's a guide for you to show you where you're at. There's many maps. The chakra system is a map of the body, of your mental, emotional body, your energetic centers, the health and well-being of your energy. Okay. The medicine wheel, okay, is also it's a map. I wonder if I need to just pull it. So I don't. I'm not seeing the spray. I'm gonna pause while I look this up for you guys. All right, here we go. Thank you for your patience. Tree of Life, and it's just a small excerpt. Teaching, it's a teaching aid when stuck, unsure or where to go or next step to take. Deep meditation space, connection to your soul and spirit, expansion of yourself, understanding, seeking a higher understanding of a life situation, connection to any of the archangels upon its branches, Archangel Metatron, Zadkiel, Raziel, Shamuel, Zadkiel, Haniel, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Santafon, and the Holy Spirit. Those are the energies that in her channeling, Amanda Ellis's channelings are represented in the Tree of Life. Tzaphiel. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. So there's Zadkiel with a Z and this Zaphiel with a Tzaph. I'm not familiar with that particular angel, but in any event, there's a mentorship there for you to gain higher wisdom with whatever you're going through at the time. Okay, so there is a reverse aspect to this card, just in case some of you may require that. Sometimes I still like to read both sides of the card. You have lost your way on the path of self-exploration and become immersed in details of false avenues. And energy cleansing is advised. Then regroup your intention and proceed with your quest. So yeah, that actually is very poignant to remember. What did I say in the beginning? Working with your 12D shield, letting go of any artificial intelligence that's been implanted into your energetics, into your mental body, your emotional body, because our DNA was interrupted with, okay? It was manipulated, and it's trying to be manipulated all the time. So the more you connect with your I am presence and the God light that's coming in with you, the more you put into your practice, you will assist in the facilitation and activation of your DNA and your own coding of light. Okay, that you came in with, that we're now breaking free from these constructs that all of us have been held under, these false energies, even the false archangels that were inverted, the energies were inverted, right? So it reminds me of the stories of Buddha when he's being even shown himself, and you're asked to question even that, right? So too is the energies, and this is really common for anyone in the beginning. I would say it's even a lot of people right now, they haven't done their purification process, and they're under the belief that they're speaking to that true energy that's being represented to them, and they're still communicating with what would be described as a false energy, not the essence, not the true energy, right? So that takes time to be able to discern the quality of an energy. Now, it is universal law. It is universal law that if you ask that if it's a being of light, it must disclose if it is not. Universal law. You have to be informed. Okay, so we're being informed of things all the time, and we're forgetting that even through TV, that we're being shown things all the time and being programmed all the time. And so, and almost like when you get credit cards and you're accepting all these rules and regulations that you really don't even know you're accepting, right? When we're giving our energy to something, then we're going, okay, I'm accepting that by my silence and continuing to operate a certain way, right? And we see it all the time, or lack of action to say, no, I don't agree with that. And we can even see that in our day-to-day activities, right? Like how our water's treated, right? Or how our food's treated. All of us have given our power away and have allowed our water and food sources to be damaged. And I know some of you might be like, oh, that might strike some. You know what? Just breathe and go, you know what? There is some truth to that, because there's also a piece to us that goes, how can I help it be different? How can I change it? I'm just one person. Well, you can change it. You can change it through even prayer, through doing water prayer. And you can. Air of Peace has a wonderful alchemy tool of water. I encourage you to go to their website, airofpeace.com or .org, and you can get a little thing of water, and she will mail it to you just for the cost of shipping, and you can do your prayer work and alchemize the water. Dr. Emoto prayed over water, different things, and it changed the molecular structure. Your own pulsation and prayer can change the world, changes your body, regenerates it. So too, you can do that with your food and anything. So instead of staying too much in the contraction of what I just said, breathe. It's not a judgment, because we've all have been fallen, and now we all get to rise and raise together and change the world and really bring in the new earth energy together. And you can do it individually on doing your parts without interfering with other people. Okay, because we can all do it here too, right? We can do it in the ethers, and then we bring that blueprint down because we're holding the form. We're learning to be Elohim. We're learning to be creators, but we have to start at an elemental stage. Okay, because you got to practice. And so remembering that the tree is more than just a tree. It takes a lot to be a tree. Okay. So the octahedron, we'll see if I go further, because this is already 44 minutes or so. I'll try to speed up because I don't want it to be too long. This might be enough for today. Card number 50, the octahedron. How perfect. It's the child. The child. And I also have the pink sprays over there for the child, but we're going to represent it with this pink spray because I don't want to get up and pause again. So we're going to bring in the energy of the child spray, the pink spray, by also using the pink lotus spray, which connects us to your heart energy, which is, I feel, very perfect as you connect to your childlike quality, because children, and I'm not talking about the inner child, right? Because we're growing up now. You're growing up where you're no longer needing to relate to that in the same way, where your wholeness, you're moving toward wholeness. Remember the tree of life, moving you toward wholeness. You're integrating that inner child into your being, where you get to be playful and laugh and creative and whole, and everything that that piece of you needs as a child of God is here for you. You're nurtured, your needs are met. You have a totally different foundation now, or you're building it. Okay. Some of you are still building it, and that's okay. I feel I'm always tinkering around and structuring, especially as more light comes in. That foundation needs to be strong. Okay. Your 12-dimensional shield needs to be strong. Your Earth Star chakra. Okay. So octahedron, your child energy. Let me hold up that card a little bit longer for you. It also looks like a game of Tetris inside there. And in the backgrounds. Oh, everything is. That's better. I was feeling a lot of heat, and it was from the candle. The octahedron, with its 8 triangular faces, is one of the 5 3-dimensional geometric shapes commonly called the Platonic solids. There's another term for these, and I can't remember it right now, but they're the blocks of creation, the building blocks of form. So each has equal angles, edges, or equal length and equal faces, and each would fit within a sphere. Within their structure, they hold cosmic wisdom. This card honors your inner child. Pulling it, you are asked to remember to connect with that perfect being within and play with the reason for your inquiry. Okay, so our inquiry today was what's going to support our light body. What's going to support your light body and to stay, and it's not running away from your emotions, it's not running away from your experiences, but what's going to support the flow of your Christ consciousness, your divinity, your essence to continue to come in is playfulness, is joy, is taking these experiences in life and finding the humor in them and go, oh, that's funny. Meaning you're not attached in the same way. You're learning that how to read and decode your own emotions, the information coming in, and to be like, oh, okay, let's play with this experience now. How's it going to serve my highest good? What am I noticing? How do I want to be in this? Right? Like it truly is a game that you get to make your own rules now, so to speak, within reason. Right? So have serious matters of late prevented you from laughing and feeling the joy that is your birthright? And that's a good question. Has there been things? That's for you to sit with. Your child wants to run and dance and feel the air streaming over bare skin. Your child laughs at the serious face you make as you look in the mirror and tells you to lighten up. Your child is curious and adventuresome, and sometimes even reckless, but always in a state of growth. Yeah, you, me, life, we're always moving. We're always in a state of growth. This ascension process is an infinite process. Infinite, meaning you're just at one stage. There's no end to this. So let's focus at the stage at hand, which is integrating your 12th dimensional self, your higher self. So you can live in a 5-dimensional and above frequency of love and above. So you can master creation and form. So you can be that master alchemy. So you can really transcend the way your body is now, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. You become light, lighter. You become God, sovereign, and free. And then you chop wood and carry water. Okay. You connect in your relationships from a totally different place of equanimity, equality, respect, honor, sacredness, because then that's how you are also treating yourself. You go enjoy this life, you experience the planet. While I was traveling, I drove, and I just like on my way back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm traversing a planet. I thought about all the little buggies on Mars and stuff. I'm like, that's exactly what I'm doing on Earth. I'm traveling through Arizona around all these mountains, and like I just pictured myself in like a dune buggy, and it was fun. It didn't become this long, arduous trek through the desert. It became fun and exciting, right? That's that kid in me going, oh yeah, I am exploring. I'm now exploring different places, right? So where are you exploring different places within yourself and growth within yourself? Are you in your starry dreams, right? Are you too dreaming? Are you off planet where you need to stay in this planet? You need to stay in your body, okay? Be in body, in power, in your soul, okay? You gotta stay here. So many people want to just be on the way up here. No, be here in your heart and your physical, grounded in. Listen to this magical part of yourself and honor the messages you receive. Give yourself a hug. Absolutely give yourself a hug. Reversed, for those of you that may be feeling the opposite, because you can come under emotional distress, right? Your child feels wounded and alone and doesn't want to go out and play. You may be physically ill or in a state of emotional distress. You may find yourself caring for a real or elder child. In these difficult situations, look to the wisdom of your inner child and adjust your intent toward the healing that must take place so that the light of happiness can again enter the lives of everyone you love. I'm going to read that again. In these difficult situations, look to the wisdom, the illumination ray, okay, of your inner child and adjust your intent. So you're asking yourself, that aspect of yourself, for wisdom. You're adjusting your intent, right? Your thought form. Okay, you're laying it on the energy, that impression, and you adjust it to the healing that must take place so that the light of happiness, right? Happiness is always often depicted as golden light and joy, right? Sunny, your Christed energy, your golden light can again enter the lives of everyone you love. Everybody. Are you changing the intent? You change your focus. What was that, Elohim? Your focus, your perception, the divine pattern. Yes. Changing that rhythm. Okay. Yes. So we're moving on now. Let's see what's we're going to pull from the Ascended Master deck. Which Ascended Master right now would like to give us some insight to, and I got to pull out the Harmony card because that's really the main card from Leon's deck. Because part of this light body activation, everything is to be in balance and harmony, as we'll go ahead and spray the Archangel, the Raphael spray, the Emerald Green spray, also connected to Ascended Master Hilarion, Emerald Ray, Fifth Ray, Sixth Chakra, Third Eye, Precipitation and Gold, Healing, Divine Alchemy. That whole thing is expanding within you. So we're calling in his energy today through that color spray. Okay, well, anyway, we're gonna invoke the energy of harmony and balance as we just did. We're gonna ask this Oracle deck, Ascension cards by Diana Cooper. If you guys like Ascension and self-mastery, I recommend her, as same as Tim Weil. And we'll see, we'll ask for one. Or we'll see what, I ask for one card and oftentimes more than one comes out, but how's it going to assist us with this moment of now and the light body, which ascended, which card wants to share with us to support us right now along our journey, collectively and individually? Just at least one or two cards, please. Right. The Pleiades. Ooh. And dolphins. Oh, perfect. And let's take the top card. Ah, and Saint Germain. Oh, beautiful. Well, there's no surprise there with Saint Germain and the violet fire, because that is the governing ray of this eon of Aquarius, is the violet flame. And that brings us also into the liberty and freedom energies that also are pulsating at a higher frequency and coming into the planet. And that in itself, because of diplomacy, governments, things of that nature, we will see more and more transition in the way our structures currently are, because it's also the flame of freedom and liberty and transmutation and transfiguration. Saint Germain, calling on his energy and guidance, can really support you in mastering the alchemy of the violet flame. And again, with your light body, staying centered and focused and in your light, in your heart, because we are going to see change. And change can be chaotic, it can be highly disruptive, and it's so important for all of you in this time of ascension to stay your golden line, to stay here centered within your pillar. Do your daily practices of prayer, your 12-dimensional shield, your armor of God, your Mother Mary prayers, all these things that are not just things, they're energies, they're tools, they're powerful, they're part of you. And it guides you along your way, so you are untouched by the chaos of the world. So you stay in your trust and your faith in the God and light that's within you, in your oneness and wholeness to the light, to source energy, to be God, sovereign and free, and in service of the light. Okay, so it's so perfect that, and the dolphin energy too, to connect with that dolphin energy, because it's very purifying. It can be very child and playful like. Also being reminded to connect to the whale energy as well. It can really assist in, if you're listening to the sounds of whales and dolphins, assist in brain entrainment and getting into, I feel, if I'm remembering correctly, the delta tones. So listening to them as you go to bed at night can be highly supportive in your healing. And I believe they can get you with theta as well, but you can double check and do your own research on that. There's a woman, Mahalia Michael. She very much, I think she calls it sonic whale something, but her work is very useful in connection with dolphins and whale sounds and toning and clearing and assisting with the sound, alchemy of sound. Okay. So dolphins, sonic, there we go, sonic, purify and raise the frequency of water as they swim through it, so that they can access, maintain, and pass on the wisdom of Golden Atlantis and Lemuria. That is really key, because here, where did she go? I stepped on this because it fell on the floor, and it's the Pele. Hawaiian goddess, very much connected to the Lemurian energy. So I'm going to pause here and read, if I can read it, the back of the card. Her, let's see, Hawaiian Pele is one of several sibling goddesses aligned with wind, rain, cloud, and ocean forms. In her fiery aspect, her domain encompasses the volcanic activity on the Big Island. Her energy can be capricious, destroying all in her path, even as new land is being created. New land is being created. New earth is being created through you. through me, through us, the collective, bringing in the light of the heavens into the earth. You must, the light needs a vehicle, okay? It needs a vehicle. And you are that vehicle. We are that vehicle. Should you continue to say yes to that? It's a very sacred thing that we are all being called to do right now. And it's very timely. You have a purpose here. We have a purpose here together. Should we unite together in oneness? She is seen in her nurturing aspect, sheltering the sacred Ohelo Ahishra from the heat. This plant is the first to grow in the lava fields, producing a tart and sweet edible berry. Ohelo. Excuse me, hopefully I didn't mispronounce that. But there she is, nurturing it, protecting it from the heat of the lava. And growth comes, right? It's kind of like reminding me of that baptism by fire. We grow. We're okay. You're safe. You may feel things are on fire for you. And in some ways they are. But you are fine. You're growing. You're divinely protected. Divinely protected. So back to the dolphin energy. Oh yeah, so it's going to also ignite your Atlantean codes, your Lemurian codes. When the fall, all of that is being transmuted and transfigured into its highest light. Like you're bringing in the wisdom of this time. You're not going to, on a soul and higher self level, make the same choices that we did then, right? That contributed to the fall, right? Okay, so you're letting go of the ego, you're moving into the higher ego, the higher aspects of yourself. Okay, those dolphins who shimmer with aquamarine light, were the angels of Atlantis. They are mighty beings who help to hold the frequency of the oceans. Choosing the card invites you to tune in to the beautiful dolphins and access a message from them. Your guidance is to relax and flow with the current of ascension, knowing that the dolphins are telepathically, Emerald Ray, telepathically imparting help and wisdom, part of your clairs, telepathic communication. Okay, and some of you might not even realize you're doing it. Like I had a beautiful experience with a dear soul friend, and we're talking, but then we're looking at each other. It was all third eye. Our entire light bodies united for a very specific task. But we were also communicating telepathically, whether we realized it or not. I realized it more later as I reflected on the events in my own time. And then I'm just like, oh wow, this is 5D communication. But there was a purity to it. It was grounded through the earth, through our source energy. Okay, there was nothing misqualified about it. There was no interference of my energy with her energy. It was perfectly woven together within each of our own toroidal fields. And then we did the work at hand that we were called there to do. Okay, and that was all happening in a higher frequency, higher light. Our human identities were not in the way. The emotional pieces that we all come with, and the mental body that gets in the way, right? Later on, I'm like, what's happening? I want clarity, right? And I got it, right? Later, a few days later to process, so I can help translate this for people and translate it for myself. And just to be in it and let go and do the work and then go about your day. It's that simple. Really. It's when we overanalyze things, it just gets in the way of the flow. Here, the dolphins are reminding you to be in the flow of your divinity, be in the flow of your light and your God, the ascension process. That's why coming back to joy and laughter is so important. It puts you right back in so the flow of your ascension can take place. The alchemy of your body on a molecular and cellular level can take place with more ease, more grace. and less discomfort because you're mastering the awareness and discernment of what's happening, staying in your heart center. Again, your guidance is to relax and flow with the current of ascension. And current is important. It's your golden light. It's the current. It's the currency. When you're operating from that place, that's your currency. And then you're able to create anything and have all your needs met with so much more ease and grace, like as through a thought, as fast as thinking about it. It's up to you to say yes. Knowing that the dolphins are telepathically imparting help and wisdom to you. Okay, just know that. Just think of them, connect them, watch videos of them, go look out in the ocean. Okay. The affirmation, I connect with dolphin wisdom. I connect with dolphin wisdom. I connect with dolphin wisdom, right? They also have a playful, childlike quality, dolphin wisdom, octahedron, starry dreams, right? Where are you on your path of ascension? Where are you within the tree of life to wholeness, to oneness under the universal law of one? Pleiades. The Pleiadians are great healers. They love Earth and all who live on her. By drawing this card, you are being invited to open your heart. Again, we have that open heart energy. I'm going to spray more of the heart spray. Opening that heart. And I'm going to also complement it again with the emerald green ring because it's the one chakra that it's depicted with two colors. At least when you're first learning about the chakra system, ultimately the entire column light is white and it's all one chakra, but that's relative time. It's just been laid out within our column. So remember, it's all one, it's all one. And we're all prisms with rainbow body. So the Pleiades, right? The Native Americans are connected to the Pleiades, talking to the Pleiades. By drawing this card, you are being invited to open your heart to Pleiadian healing. Let them enfold you in their love, healing, and blue light so that their wisdom and gifts flow into you. When you have absorbed these qualities into your energy fields, pass them on to others, right? That means you're just going to emanate it out. So if you have more grace, more patience, you're going to emanate that out. You're showing it to yourself and you're going to naturally show that to others. Be more loving and open-hearted. You're going to naturally show that to others, even if it's while you're silent. And this kind of, I'm going to share a personal experience that happened to me today, and then we'll do the affirmation. And not like happened to me, I experienced it. And I ran into an old friend and we met because I worked and I was friends with her uncle, and we met and he had passed away, and we both built a deeper friendship because of that. And anyhow, there was sometimes when people develop friendships over a trauma, they're not necessarily the best foundation to build from. And so in any event, I recognized for myself I needed different boundaries. So was very stern on creating those. So anyhow, years go by. We saw each other one other time, and it was still, I was in a different place and kept very clear boundaries, and it just wasn't a place to cultivate a friendship again at that time. So now another, I don't know, maybe another 5 years have passed. So it's been like about 10 years or so in total. Ran into her today, and we both take our dogs to the same dog chiropractor. And I see her walk in, and at first she didn't look the same, but when your energy shifts and you've changed, people don't look the same. It takes a minute to recognize them. And I know I've changed so much. So in any event, I sat there with nothing but joy in my heart, but sent that joy and love from a distance, because I could tell there was not an opening to say even hello. Yet we locked eyes and I just sat there smiling. And then she turned away and shifted her body away, but yet still recognizing. And then I was recognizing we were talking telepathically, which was totally fine because that was a safe place for us to do it in a totally different way from our presence, right? Because our human stuff would have gotten in the way too much. Okay. And I just emanated love from my heart. So I know, at least for me, I didn't feel the discordant energy that I once did. I didn't feel that I needed to be guarded in defense. I was guarded through love and remained open. And then when I drove away, I was done with the session for my dog and I missed a turn and I came across this church that was in a neighborhood with Jesus, right? And they have their arms open out, with palms out, open, right? And he looked like he was lit up in gold, like brassy gold, huge, like 13 or 15-foot statue. Maybe he was a little taller, I don't know. With arms out, palms open, receiving and sending out radiant light of love. Like, welcome, you are safe here. That was very symbolic to me in that moment today. This is what you are learning to do, is to be open, no longer guarded in the safety of your heart, because you're built your shield enough. Some of us all are still working on that. Always. But to be able to walk this life and be okay, to be open, to have your heart open, and know that you don't have to protect it out of fear anymore of being hurt. That's all gone away. That divine mother energy is radiating you, and that Christ consciousness energy is totally expanded. So you, if you're not there yet, you will get there. And we're all still working on it together. Okay. So, and mind you, it took me a decade to get there with that particular person. And I still work on it with others as well. And what was helpful was we both had our dogs, right? Because dogs are amazing buffers. Amazing. So you pass the qualities on to others. It emanates through you, right? So that was an example. It's going to pass that quality to her. Whether she shows it to me, she'll be able to show it to someone else because I showed it to her in her own divine time. In my own divine time, in your own divine time, right? You don't have to force it. You don't have to interfere with anything, right? I didn't have to force the contact. It was clear just to both stay in our respective corners. Remember that the animals who come, oh, that's funny. Remember that the animals who come from the Pleiades, sheep, pandas, and pigs, heal people in the land. Bless them and honor their work for the planet. And here I am talking about dogs, even though I believe dogs come through Lyra, or Lyrian. They're Lyrian like cats. But they have service work too, right? So honor these dogs. So Saint Germain, Lord of Civilization, cooperates with Archangel Zadkiel to transmute the lower energies. Okay, we called on those energies earlier when we started the reading. That they transmute the lower energies of the world by use of the violet flame. But it's not just the world, you are part of the world, so it's also within you as well. So when you're transmuting discordant energies within yourself, your own internal struggles and war, you bring peace to yourself, you emanate peace out, and that does ripple out into the world and the universe and comes back to you. Remember, everything you say, think, and do, it ripples out and it comes back to you tenfold, and it comes back fast. The way the energies are moving. Your guidance here is to invoke Saint Germain Surround yourself in his violet light and see the divine perfection in whatever or whoever you wish to transform. Your pure intention and focus can co-create with his energy to make miracles happen. Use this to help yourself and others to ascension. Okay, the affirmation here: I believe in my ability to create miracles. I believe in my ability to create miracles. I believe in my ability to create miracles. And just take that in for a moment. Yeah, there it goes. You put that in the body. And we'll say that the affirmation for the Pleiades. I open my heart to love and healing from the Pleiades. I open my heart to love and healing from the Pleiades. I open my heart for love and healing from the Pleiades. So for those of you, go ahead and breathe in and out and let that energy, just feel it come into your light body. By saying that affirmation, breathing, allowing that really beautiful and powerful pause to integrate these energies we just invoked together. Anchoring into the earth through your light body, through your spinal column, your nervous system, your cells, colon, in your body. Allowing that golden light energy also to fill your body. Some of you might feel your body move or oscillate. That's okay. Just ask it to come into harmony and balance, and we'll go ahead and bring in some more of the emerald green spray for healing, harmony and balance. As what they do this activation and harmonics together. Then we'll end this with one ascension, keeper of light. Just here we go. Bridget, inner strength, beautiful. She's a Norse goddess. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. What a perfect card to end this session on with Bridget. Taking her energy, divine feminine energy, that flame that resides within you, that divine spark holding it right over the heart. Look at all that emerald green as well. And what did I say in one of the other cards? The dream. I even said it looked Celtic, right? That starry dream. And here we go with that light, the blue light, like the Pleiades, right? Bringing in that star energy as well as the sun energy. So I'm Gina Lobito, Soul Inspired Reflections. I hope you found today's reading on to support you with your light body, supportive and insightful. Remember to like and share this with others, and feel free to comment and share your own insights as well. We raise together. All right. Much love to all of you. And if you like to be notified when my courses start, and when my interview is with the Neo Network, go ahead and subscribe to my email list. You can go to my website at www.soulinspiredreflections.com and just subscribe. Okay, it doesn't cost you anything. I don't inundate you with emails or anything like that, but if you'd like to be notified, please add yourself to my email list. Much love to you. Much love to all of you. Until next time.